Let's take a look at another part modeling example from a drawing I found on the internet. And this one is straightforward. You can actually do the entire thing in one sketch. However, what confuses people is the cutout on the left. There's just, you just have to see how to make the arcs connect to the offset ellipse. But anyhow, let's start off by creating the main body. I will select the plane top that I want to sketch on, and then click the right mouse button and then choose New Sketch. And I always like to hold down the right mouse button so I can view normal to the sketch plane. And the first sketch is going to be an ellipse. And let's see, do I have ellipse in my toolbar? It might have been removed off of there. If you can't find the actual ellipse itself, hey, no problem. Just go to Search Tools and start typing in ellipse. And here we see, yep, it was removed from the toolbar. Let me click on it, and I'm going to locate this right at the center. And let's drag it out. It's going to be about 152. Let me make sure it's horizontal. And then about 75 vertically. Let's punch in the values, 152 and 75. Everything is fully constrained. Let's hit the check mark. And again, we could do everything in the whole sketch. I'm going to do it in 3 sketches just to make things easy to see and read. And so now I will create the extrude for the main body. I will click on the extrude tool and then pick the face. This is going to be a depth of 10 and everything looks good. Let's hit the check mark. And now that we have the first feature in there, let's work on the cuts. I will select the same plane as before, top, and then right mouse click, New Sketch, right mouse click, View Normal to Sketch Plane. And with this one, a few things that you want to note is that because of that radius 25 arc on the left, you want to do the keyway first. And so let's create a center point circle. I'm going to focus on the origin so that it lines up into it. Let's left click to start it and then drag it out. And right now I've got blue text on blue, so I can't really see the dimensional value, but that is okay. Let me left click again. This is going to be a diameter of 20. Let's throw in our locating dimension and let's locate the center from the origin or from the plane, either one. And wow, I got really close. That's supposed to be a value of 40 from there. And let me grab this dimension and move it over just so I can focus in for sketching in the little keyway. And let's see, for the keyway, instead of using a corner rectangle, I could use a corner rectangle. I'm going to do this center point rectangle just so that I can focus on the center here. You can see my orange dashed line as it's sketching up. And let's center it just a little bit above and make it about, like so. And let's see, for the width, I will choose 4. Oop, not 40, just 4. And let's see the other things I want. Let's just leave. Let's 2.5, I think. Let's see if we can plug that in there for now. And let's see. Let's zoom in, and yeah, it's not located exactly where that I want. Let me see if I can just put in a coincident constraint. Let's go to coincident and try to get this and this to line up, and hey, that might be good. And you can use the trim tool if you want, but we don't need to trim away. We can just select all these different pieces for when we want to do our cut in a moment. I'm going to try doing that just because I did a dry run and trimming away. It ended up giving me an under constrained sketch, and so it'll probably be easier just to leave things overlapping and not try to do things, in the other way. But anyhow, okay, now that I have this, I'm going to make a circle for the radius 25 arc for the bigger cutout. So let's go to our center point circle tool, and that R25 arc is going to be centered on the keyway. And so let's make this out. And again, I've got blue text on a blue solid. I can't read it, but oh, hey, it's supposed to be radius 25 or diameter 50. So let's plug that in there. And in a moment, things are going to start to get really cluttered, which is why I'm doing this in 3 sketches instead of 1 sketch. But even so, let's continue on. Now I want to offset the ellipse value of 12. Let's go to the offset tool. Let's pick the ellipse boundary. I'm going to click on the arrow to flip it to the inside. And let's left click to complete that. Plug in our dimensional value of 12. Now we have that where we want it to be. And again, it's already getting cluttered. So I'm going to start cleaning up a little bit just so I can understand what am I looking at. Let's go to the trim tool, and I know I don't need this, and I know I don't need this. So that starts to make it a little easier to read. And the next thing that's going to go in here is that we want to create our radius 14.5 arcs, and they're going to be tangent to both of these. So let's see, let's find our arc tool. And for this one, I'm going to do, which arc do I want? Let's do the 3-point arc. And I will create it from here to here. And let's bend it out about so big. Again, I can't read the dimensional value, but oh, that's pretty close. Let's try 14.5 for that. And then let's throw in our tangency. Where are you, tangent? Here we are. And let's make the arc tangent to this and the arc tangent over here. And so now that arc is in black. That is great. That really helps me out. And I'm going to take that arc and mirror it about this plane. Let's go to our mirror tool, select a mirror line. I will select this plane and then select the entities to be mirrored. That's what I want. That looks good. Now let's go to the trim tool because again, it's just a little bit messy in here, and let's get rid of a few other different things. And yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm just going to, where's my 12 dimension? All the way out in space. Let me hit the escape key to get out of the trim tool. And I'm just going to grab some of these different dimensions and move them around a little bit just to make things a little easier to read. You know, I could probably delete the 50 dimension, put in a 25 arc, but that's fine. Let's move this over. Yeah, everything here looks good. Let's hit the check mark to complete out of the sketch. And let me use a keyboard shortcut P to turn off the plane display. And now let's create our cut. I will use the extrude tool. Let's change to remove, and I will pick this face. Oops, let's flip it. That's why we're getting the red. And change the depth to through all. And let's see, we need some other different entities. Let's grab this face and this one. There's one little one we got to zoom in and pick that one as well. And so that's everything that we want to cut out. That is good. Let's hit the check mark. Normally I rename my features, but hey, I'm only doing 3 sketches, 3 extrudes. And for the last one, let's create another sketch. I could turn my plane display back on and choose the top plane, but I'm just going to sketch on this face. And let's right mouse click and view normal to the sketch plane. And the last thing that we need is a diameter 35 circle centered on this. Drag it out and plug in our dimensional value for 35. Everything is in black. That's all that's going to be in my third sketch. And again, everything could have been done in one sketch, but I just find this easier to understand. And also it will be easier for people to make changes later on. And that's one thing that I think new users need to consider. A lot of times newer users think about, hey, I just want to, I need to make the fewest number of features. The fewest number of features must be the right way to do it. No, you really have to think about design intent and how someone is going to make changes later on. And so sometimes more sketches can be a little bit better for people later on. Anyhow, enough yapping. Let's create our final extrude. Let's go to the extrude tool, pick this face, and this is also going to be a depth of 10. That is good. Let us hit the check mark. And that is it. We have completed designing this or taking this internet drawing and turning it into a part model. So I hope you enjoyed the video.